Hello and what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we're checking out this knife from Benchmade. This one came in as well as a bunch of other boxes that I just basically been playing catch up with. Today we're checking out the 710, right? So just a quick update here. What's in the pocket today? I have the ZT308 CF carbon fiber, right? So it got the carbon fiber on one side, the titanium on the other side, made in good old US of A, M390. This thing is a tank of an EDC. So, of course, this knife and every other knife, including the one in the box, right? Every knife that you see in this video will be linked down below. So if you're interested in checking prices, availability, variants, everything will be linked down there. It does help out the channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. Ooh, I got some weight to it already. I can feel it, right? Got their typical maintenance and warranty little handout. Right, got this guy here, which, again, one of the coolest YouTube channels you can check out, Rob's Nerdy Knives. So check him out if you haven't already. And that's pretty much everything on the box there. A couple stickers and the knife itself. So let's just go ahead and get it out of the, bam, get it out of the pouch right there. Man, this is going to be interesting, you guys. For first thing is like, man, there's actually some weight to this knife as compared to most Benchmade knives being so lightweight. This one got some weight to it. I like it, right? This is, again, I enjoy lightweight knives, but I also enjoy, some, good, decent weighty knives too. So here is the 710, ladies and gentlemen. We have a beautiful, what I believe is milled aluminum going on here, or aluminum, right? We do have S90V, manual opening, and this is blue class. Bada bing, bada boom. Yes, I think it's aluminum on this one. We got a crossbar lock or axis lock, as Benchmade obviously pioneered what we now call crossbar lock across the industry, because they created the axis lock and they had the patent on it for years and it recently expired. So not everyone and their mothers is coming out with a crossbar lock style knife. We got thumb deployment here. We got a nice accented blade. Just want to take in the milling for a second. This is beautiful, right? You got some lines going this way, right, diagonally, the other ones going right a different way. Gives it a nice little contrast. Can tell you it's going to be a little bit on the larger EDC size, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and get this thing open here without further ado. Bam! Holy smokes, that is one snappy open there, to say the least. I do like the crossbar has this little kind of step pattern going on. Reminds me a little bit of the step pattern situation here on the Kunwu Chad, which again gives you additional grip when using the crossbar lock. So this is the axis lock, right? And oh yes, oh, that is smooth. That is smooth. We have, it looks like bronze, it looks like phosphor bronze washers on this one, and I just gotta calibrate. But oh yes, all right, that's feeling pretty good so far, you guys. All right, very smooth on the return, right? Very nice drop shotty action right there. Of course, you're controlling it with the axis lock. So thumb deployment is pretty good. Deploying with the axis lock is really good. Reverse. Oh yeah. Spidey flick right there with the meat of my middle finger. Bam. All day, every day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check out this blade here for a second. So it is coated here. I want to say has the similar coating to that Benchmade shootout I just got a chance to check out here in the channel. So that's already looking really good. Some sort of Cerakote, I want to say. Again, this is just a raw first impression, checking out this knife for the very first time. So S90V on the steel. We got McHenry and Williams collaboration also right there for the billboarding department on the blade. Got, of course, the butterfly right there on the show side. It's a nice drop point blade with a little bit of a recurve. Check that out. We got a little bit of a recurve right here. A little bit of belly here towards the front. That's interesting. And did I mention this was a full-size knife or full-length knife? Because take a look at this. I have average-size hands, not the biggest, not the smallest, and I'm able to absolutely get a full purchase with enough space here for an additional 6th finger if I have one in my hand. So that's pretty good. If you got a big old bear paws out there, you should be all right. You should be pretty good. So that's nice. Standoff sandwich construction with exposed liners on here, right? That's pretty sweet. Those liners are milled. So you can see those rounded circle cutouts on the inside. That's what that is. And yeah, man, like this is pretty snappy, very solid. I'm really liking the action on this one so far. Tell you that. Ooh, all right, man. Yeah, feels good ergonomically on hand for sure. Can do this grip back here. There's a little bit of jimping there thanks to those liners. Probably put your, yeah, probably gonna do a lot more of this, putting my thumb on the blade there like that for more control cutting. Big old hole here for my linear people, the 3 or 4 of you out there. And the pocket clip is deep carry, right? Not, yeah, actually pretty decently deep carry. I mean, it only leaves about like a hair of handle out there. And guess what? It is reversible. So you can put it or mount it on the other side, right? Looks nice. It matches more or less the color of the blade, although kind of looks like a lighter tone, if you ask me. You also have that same kind of color accent on the pivot, color right there on both sides. All right, looking really nice. So yeah, it's got good action, and this is definitely a bigger blade. Let's do some of our size comparisons here, shall we? Starting with the Spidey Bros, here is the Manix 2, right? The Yojimbo 2, right? Those are going to be a little bit shorter. All right, this guy, the 710 kind of gives me like XL vibes, honestly, right? So definitely a little bit longer than these two. All right, the MSI should give it a good run for its money. Take a look there. A little bit smaller, I think, although you get a lot more cutting path here with the 710, but you can forward choke with the MSI. Here is the stitch from Microtech as well, right? A little bit shorter there. Also, again, all these knives are linked down below. So if you want to check them out, prices, availability, I also have content on all of these, unboxings, reviews, etc. Here's the Demko AD 20.5 and the Shark's Foot blade. Here's the Kunwu Chad. By the way, these recently dropped in Blade HQ, right? If you want to check them out, provided they are currently in stock right now. Right? Otherwise, you can check them out on the Kunwu website, and I'll have a link for that in the description and pinned comments. But yeah, this guy is definitely on a league of its own. Definitely longer than the Chad. More on the budget end of things, I got the Kizer Militaw. Here's the Civivi Vision FG, right? Looking pretty good, right? Again, these are two highly recommendable EDC knives for not a ton of money, right? Can't go wrong with either one, the Militaw or the Vision FG. But size comparisons, of course, are going to be a little bit shorter than the 710. I wonder if there's a joke in here somewhere. So something to do with 710. Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, it is a 9-inch knife. So 710, I don't know if, I'm not sure. It's a 4-inch cutting path right there. So a 4-inch edge and about a 4-inch overall blade. Yeah. So those are, yeah, some measurements there you should definitely consider. I always say check your local law so you know exactly what length blade you can or cannot carry. And last but not least, here's the CJRB Hectare Alt and the Vostede Raccoon, right? Take a look. Those are, again, medium to large knife, very highly recommendable, right? Especially if you're starting your EDC journey, you can't go wrong with either one of them. And hopefully you guys own some of these, right? So that way you more or less have a ballpark where this guy lands. Man, this is going to be a treat to carry, I'll tell you that. And of course, it is Benchmade, so it's made in good old US of A. Let's do our scientific cutting test, shall we? Our S90V. Oh, yeah, the beautiful thing is you can carry that cut all the way to the end. Take a look. Now, this is not is there a nick somewhere here? Not necessarily. It does have a toothy edge. There we go. You can carry that cut all the way through that blade because it's so much cutting path. Again, 4 inches of cutting edge right there to work with. So it can cut paper, of course, all day, every day. What about some cardboard? I got some single piece, single wall cardboard right here. Remember when cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular, but rather at an angle like that. So it's gonna look something like this, ladies and gentlemen. That recurve is gonna trap the material a little bit, and bam, boom, we are getting work done here. Of course, it's also a flat grind, so that's gonna help. Holy smokes. Yes, 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 absolutely. Cutting really, really good, right? I'm gonna go ahead and give it a nice little wipe right here on that coating. And yeah, keep in mind, the more you use the blade, it's going to have some streaks on there, right? Kind of give it some personality. I mean, it is a cutting tool after all, so you're going to use it to cut unless you're just keeping it as a safe queen. Again, no shame on that. It is your money, so use it however you want. But just know that with time, as you cut more and more, right, it will sort of give it a nice little personality to the blade. All right, just something to keep in mind there. But yeah, cuts really good. You guys rate it in the comments on a scale from 1 through 10. How sharp is this guy? How much of an edge has it retained? And man, oh man, it just feels so good. Like now that I'm getting the hang of how much flick of the wrist it takes to close the blade, that is very, very smooth action right there, you guys. Holy smokes. Well, there you have it, guys. Just a nice little quick unboxing on the Benchmade 710. Already making a great first impression here in the channel. I'm not entirely sure how much this one will cost, but obviously by the time you're watching this video, I would have already researched and looked it up everywhere this guy is in stock and linked it down below. So if you're interested in checking prices, availability, variants, and all that good stuff, all those links will be down there. Again, it does help out the channel when you use those links, but that is entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. Other than that, I mean, again, really enjoying a great first impression with this knife. You know, this thing is going right in the pocket the second this video is over. Some good old USA made goodness right here. I'm excited for it. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.